Golden Age Stories, take two.
Take two.
Good morning, New Eden. Today is August 20th, 2023, and this is the Federation Frontline Report. Today we have with us, of course, me, your host, Frozen Fallout, and we have our dedicated, awesome co-hosts. We got Samson that is setting up here with me.
Good morning, New Eden.
And of course, Master Night Flyer. How you doing, man?
I am doing great. How are things down there in the the U.S. Southwest? I know it's a little wet and shaky, apparently.
Yeah. So Frozen is here with me in California. He's not here in me. He's here in
I'm trying
California to be in with me.
Not right at this moment.
At my at my place, and this is technically Uncle Touchy's shirtless podcast studio, which is where Strength in Gaming is recorded.
Yay, Strength in Gaming.
But and for those that don't know, shirts are required, pants are not. But yeah, this is Federation Frontline coming to you live from Strength in Gaming, I guess.
Yeah, and we're in California, SoCal right now, and of course there's a hurricane.
There's a hurricane coming, and we had a fucking earthquake like a few minutes ago. I was sitting in my chair setting this up, and I was like, are we having an earthquake? And Frozen's like, no,
I didn't feel it.
I could feel it. It's like my chair was just kind of like slightly rocking, and I was looking for the T-Rex, stepping down, and I saw his cup was moving. It was very small, but like, it's kind of crazy that because you don't usually have. I mean, it's been a while since I've had an earthquake and a storm at the same time, right? Like this is, and also this. I mean, when I chose to set up the 200th episode party before Frozen got here, but anyways, Night Flyer is here with us as well.
Absolutely, from the Windy City where it's just 80 degrees. Well, actually, it's 86 and extremely muggy.
Oh,
so I guess Madison's like 90 some odd degrees right now.
Yeah, it's like 70
next to a tub of water. Yeah,
it's high. It's mid to high 70s here, and it's 90% humidity because of this crazy weird tropical storm. So we're all kind of in the same muggy ass boat. And we're supposed to be getting gusts at pretty strong winds later. So yeah, I think our weather will be very similar.
Oh yeah.
Well, that is the weather report for the day. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, what is faction warfare, we're going to cover some of the news and stuff here. Obviously, kicking off with the Alliance tournament stuff that we were talking about pre-show.
Yeah. So have you been
watching 19? I have been. Actually really enjoyed it. The commentary this go around I thought was just fantastic. The color commentary of the action I thought was both informative and on point, I guess. And the breakdowns after the fact, I thought the guys did a great job dumbing it down so guys like me can understand what the hell they're talking about as far as comps and play styles and things like that. I got just really enjoyed the tournament a lot this year, and the commentary was a big part of that. But the numbers I saw were just huge. I mean, we're like 10,000 people were watching the tournament this year, which for there was a podcast or stream of any kind is pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, they did really good on that, and the betting system is back in place where you can bet for channel points, and then you can churn in 10,000 channel points for a cool, in-game skin. And I was able to bet on a few games and bet 1,000, and I think I bet on 2 different games, and I was able to get like a total of like 3,000 points or something altogether, because one of the ones I thought was going to win was very heavily underdogged in the voting scheme. So the more that if you go with whatever if they're like if the odds are against you, then you can get a bigger payout. And I just had a feeling, and I'm trying to remember who that was, because there was one where I went with everybody else and another one where I went against the grain. But I'm not going to waste my brain trying to figure that out right now.
Trying to remember that stuff.
But yeah, no, the Eve tournament, I thought the commentary was good. Some decent camera work being done in order to get some good shots in there. Definitely an interesting kind of event that happens once a year. They got rid of it for it was like 2 years that it didn't happen, right? And then they brought it back.
Yeah, there was a gap there.
But yeah, so who do you know where it is right now? Like who's left in the tournament right now?
Well, the tournament, as about an hour ago, a little bit more than that, is over, and our winners for Alliance Tournament 19 is Fraternity.
What?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh,
I know.
man.
One commentator picked them out. I picture his face, but I can't picture his name. I apologize. Was the only one that picked them to be in the finals, and everyone kind of scoffed at him. And not for anything, those guys, they went into the final tournament against Tuskers, who have been doing a great job this tournament. And Tuskers was up 2-0, with the one down. Frat came back to beat them. They went 3-0 to beat them in the best of 5 series, and it was just an amazing back and forth. So, so thanks for both of those teams for throwing money at me. I actually did get one of those amazing Galnet skins. Unfortunately, it was on a Hulk, and I don't know.
Oh, we gotta do some Hulk baiting now.
Right. No, now that Nightflyer used it, I might give it to my industrialist. But I did watch enough of the tournament to get some of the new Twitch drops, which are pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was seeing that there's new Twitch drops that they've got going out now. So you can get some. It's like clothing, and is it a Gnosis skin? It looks like, and a Sinisa skin.
I think the Sinisa skin is on its way. I don't believe it was part of this tournament's viewing thing. It will drop eventually, but yeah, the his and her jackets came out, which are, I think, really sharp. They're kind of a purplish for Twitch. And the Galnet skins kind of go with that. And of course, it's for the Gnosis, which I'm happy about because that's one of my kind of favorite ships.
Yeah, great gate camping
versatile
ship.
Suitcase that is the Gnosis.
It is Gwen's.
And I already got my marketing alt already is wearing the female jacket, and Nightflyer just hasn't switched over yet because I just bought spent a bunch of my LP from Faction Warfare on the uniform shirt. So
yep.
it's like 200 mil, so I want to wear that for a little bit before I throw the jacket on.
Dude, those actually, it's interesting. I've made some really good ISK to LP ratios off of getting some of those jackets and stuff like that you can get from the Faction Warfare LP store. They don't sell like crazy, so you can't get a lot out of it at once. But every once in a while, I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna jump in, I'm gonna grab one or two of these coats, and I'll just put them on sale, and usually they sell for like double the amount that any other item really sells for LP, is to LP ratio after all is said and done. So you get like 200 million ISK per, or 2 million ISK per 1,000 LP, and I believe it's 1,000 or 100,000 LP for you to buy that, and 100 million to buy it or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
You can get, what is that? Well, yeah, anyways, you can get a pretty decent, but it's one of those things that it sells like one a month, so you put it up on the market and you just wait months for it to kind of switch over, get bought up from you. So, yeah, there's also FanFest is sold out now. That's another big news item there.
Dude, that's like 20 days away or something.
Yeah, it's like
Fuck.
right around the corner.
We're all three of us are gonna be in Iceland.
Yeah, it's let's see here. What is the exact date for that? That is
22nd, 21st to the 24th. Oh, we have a bunch of chats. Let me try to moderate these here.
Oh, hey, we got some chats.
Holy
here.
shit, you're going to Iceland. Robo Merc!
Yeah, Robo. How's it going, man?
Fucking Merc. I wish I could get this.
Yeah, we are going to Iceland. All three of us. So we will all be hanging out Do you know of anybody else from the network that's going to be coming out? I got to put out some more. I know there's some people from Faction Warfare for sure who will be out there.
I'm still waiting for.
You say, how the hell isn't that expensive? It is fucking
It
expensive.
is expensive.
What are you talking about? It's costing us thousands of dollars to go to Iceland.
Yeah, it's the plane ticket, the just the ticket itself, which I got like the special super early bird, like
Yeah.
you know,
Oh
top
yeah,
of the
the
line.
tickets, the FanFest tickets are like
$200-$300 a piece. It was,
and then you're talking a couple $1,000 round trip for two people, I think, flight wise.
Yeah,
But I booked us an Airbnb. Well, Frozen, his wife, and my wife will be in an Airbnb for like $2,000 for 9 days. Well, you're only gonna be there for half of the time, but we're gonna be there for a little bit beforehand. So yeah, I saw.
Yeah, we got a hotel room for. We get in Monday morning at 6 a.m. So that's awesome. That's the only flight you can get to Iceland apparently. And we leave Sunday, and yeah, it's gonna be like $1,200 for.
But I'm hoping that there's that. So like, maybe Frozen wants to regale the listeners with how much of a pain in the ass it was for you to get here.
Oh, yeah. So
Because-
real quick before I do that,
Yeah.
the Alliance the FanFest is officially the 21st to the 23rd in
Okay.
Reykjavik, Iceland. And so I'm really hoping what happened to me this week doesn't happen to us when we try to get out to Iceland. So
Or like when I tried to fly out to you in
Right.
Madison. Jesus Christ.
yeah, and I've normally actually it's kind of funny because I haven't done a lot of flying. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm just like maybe
Yeah,
7
our wives
times that I've
travel
gone
way more
flying.
than we do.
And
But
you know,
I've
there
traveled
and
more than
back.
you.
And I have never really had any problems flying, and so I came out to Cali here, and so we went to. I live in Madison, Wisconsin, so we went over to the airport in Milwaukee, flew from Milwaukee to Las Vegas, and everything was fine. You know, it was Southwest.
I was like, I was watching his flight. He gave me his flight number, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna be here at 9. Oh, they're gonna be at 9:30. Oh, they're gonna be here at 10. Oh, now they're gonna be here at 10:30. And then a few minutes later, I get a message. I think we're stuck in Vegas.
Yeah, so we landed in
It's like,
Vegas,
fuck.
and they just started, you know, as we're landing, like it's continuously getting pushed back. There's a lot of heavy rain and lightning that is going on. They're like, they couldn't even onboard us for like an hour. Like we sat on the plane on the
Jesus,
ground
that
for like an
sucks.
hour, and they were like, yeah, the pit crew can't go out or whatever. The crew can't get us all hooked up because of lightning warnings and stuff like that. So they didn't want to get struck down. It wasn't that bad though. So we were like, okay, so we go hang out in the airport as we're like watching as it continuously gets pushed back, and then we get told that it's canceled, and they're like, oh, but we've rebooked you on a flight to on Sunday, so we'll get you from LA
After the party, so it would be now. After, probably after we would be recording this.
Yeah, no, this I would have landed like now-ish was what they kind of like set it
Yeah.
up for. So it's complete waste because Strength of Gaming had their 200th episode.
Last night.
So we had this huge party, awesome, cool people. We did a bunch of interviews. Samson did a bunch of interviews with his crew for the Strength of Gaming. It was really awesome. And so we were in Vegas and we're like, okay, so what the fuck do we do? You know, and the options were, do we just chill out in Vegas? You know, because it's
just
Vegas.
go
I've never
home
been to
afterwards,
Vegas
yeah.
before. And I considered that, and I was like, I did this all to come to Samson. So I have to come on Samson and and
On my face, neck, and chest. Oh shit, we just got banned.
no, we're fucked. And so we're like, so I was talking with my wife, and we're like, okay, what do we do? And Samson kind of mentioned it, and me and Joanne were talking about it beforehand.
It's a 4.5 hour drive.
It's only a 4.5 hour drive. We were actually joking about how you should come and pick us up.
Bro.
No. I knew that wasn't going to happen. But it was funny because before it got canceled, actually, we were talking about how you could have drove from here.
Yeah, but I could have been there by the time you got your shit together.
Got on the flight before it got canceled because it kept on getting pushed back so much. So we were joking about that, but then we were looking at it, and it was only a 4-hour drive, so we were like, screw it, let's rent a car.
I still need to hit you back for the.
Well, we have to talk about the. I still owe you anyways for the Airbnb. So, but anyway, so I'm like, okay, so we go rent a car. And before we rent a car, I went to go like, let's get my luggage, and they were like, we're not unloading any bags. And I was like, what? And they're like, it'll be in Santa Ana. And I was like,
So
are
he
you
had to
what?
fucking, like, his bags were gonna fly to me.
But not me.
But not him.
So I was confused by this. I was like, oh man, they're gonna arrive on that Sunday flight that they said. But so we were like, whatever, fine. I guess we'll just go rent a car. So we rented a car. But the funny thing with that
follow,
too,
Max Iron.
oh, thank you. And so the funny thing is that we got there to go rent a car, and they're like, we only have electric cars available that have like 260 miles.
Oh no, that's not enough.
And it's not enough to get to Santa Ana from Vegas with that. We looked up some things, and we were like, is there anything that you can do? And we were really friendly and stuff, and they worked with us. I didn't have to be an asshole, which was kind of nice, because I usually don't try to be.
Are you capable of being an asshole? That's not even like in your fucking like vocabulary.
Oh, I can be an asshole.
Like,
get me drunk enough now.
I've never seen you're just the nicest person, especially when we're flying and killing people. Like you feel sorry when I murder people, and you're like, I'll send you like a ridiculous kill, and you'll be like, oh, I should send him money.
So they got on the line and they started calling around, and they were like, okay, I think we can get you a gas vehicle. And I was like, okay, cool.
Wait, subscribe.
Subscribe. Oh my God! Thank you so much for the sub.
Alec? Is that you, Alec?
Master Alec.
Is that the Alec?
Is that
the
Alec?
Alec? I think it might be.
It probably is.
The Master's
Like
here,
these,
and
what are
great
these
job.
fuckers doing? Like, where are they? They're not fucking doing anything on our contract. God damn it!
Hey, we killed some people.
It is I.
Ooh, sweet.
Welcome, sir.
Really great commentary on the Alliance tournament, by the way, man. You rock. That's it's really awesome hearing you.
Which, by the way,
really
I'm terrible with knowing what's going on in EVE altogether. Like I know literally nothing about EVE, and it wasn't until like a few days ago, I think you told me that Alec was the commentator.
What? You didn't know that?
I didn't fucking know that. I would have put two and two together after I met you. But because before I met you, I was a merc for Prismatic Legion.
Oh yeah.
And I was just on their comms listening while they were doing the tournament.
Yep.
But like if I didn't know Alec's voice then, but now I would have.
Oh yeah. It was very. As soon as I heard, I was like, oh, that's Alec. That's right. He does this. That's awesome. That's right.
Yeah, because we both met him at the same time
in Chicago.
Time, right?
Yeah. Not in Chicago. Madison. He came from Chicago. Yeah.
But that was the first time we both met him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah. So anyways, one of the things. So they worked with us, but it was really weird because we were like the last person to get a car. Like everybody else who walked up, they were like, I booked reservations online, and I would like to get my car, and they're like, nope, we're sold out, go away. And so we were like the last person to get a car, but then they were like, here's your receipt, go pick a car. And we were like, what? Like, because in Joanne's rented car, I've never rented a car before, but Joanne has rented cars before, and she was like, normally they just give you a key and they tell you what number and where you go pick it up. But she was just like, zone 1, go there, pick up, or zone 2 or something like that, go pick up a car from there. And so
Sounds like you guys just stole a car.
It felt like that was what was going on. Like we got there, we looked around, and we were like, I have no idea what is the car. Does it just have the keys inside of it? So it did. But one of the cars we picked, because it was almost all electric and there was no like gas cars, but we saw this SUV that was a gas car. We get into it, we get everything all like into the car, and then a guy walks up to us and he's like, we were told this is our car. And we were like, what?
You were told wrong, bye.
I don't know what's going on here. We were so confused. Went down like multiple times to talk to them and be like, what do you mean? What do we do here? And finally, like one of the chauffeur people who were like bringing up the cars and stuff, they were like, "Oh, we got an electric that will get, or a gas that is coming up here. Somebody just dropped it off. We'll get it up over to you." So,
God damn, dude, this is like
epic,
everything was like
man.
epic. Yeah, it's like just crazy. Like Alex said, legendary night for when we all met. Like it's a very similar like crazy situation that still brought us all together.
Yeah, so I drove here 4 hours. It only took me like 3.5 hours though. I was driving pretty fast.
You still got here at 2 in the morning.
Yeah,
though.
2 in the morning is when I arrived. Samson was up, and then we stayed up till like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and we gave him our location so he could watch us as we're, coming in, and
I was stalking him.
yeah, it was good. But yeah, the party was really awesome. It was
don't
well worth
forget,
it.
We also
to do
fucking stayed up till fucking dawn.
Yeah.
Talking and drinking.
Yep.
And then I woke up the next day to host a fucking party for the next 12 hours on 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers are crazy.
Yeah, it was definitely an event. Lots of gaming, lots of hanging out, lots of philosophizing, talking about aliens and Kardashev scale and the.
I wasn't in on any of these conversations because my ass was hosting the party for fucking 12 hours.
Yeah, and the podcast. You were doing interviews.
And I was hosting the podcast.
Yeah, doing a bunch of interviews.
So I feel like I missed out on my own party, but as long as everybody else had fun, I hope.
Yeah, everybody seemed like they had fun. It was a lot of cool stuff. So bringing it back though, let's go ahead and bring it back
this
over
is
to
Federation
Eve.
Frontline Report.
We do need to talk about some Eve Online kind of stuff. So let's see what else has been going on here. There's something about a community beat on the 18th of August that happened.
Oh, in London?
Yeah.
Not London, but it was the England meet.
Yeah, it was Nottingham player meet that happened. They talk about that. We need to get our meet to Madtown meet needs to be on the front page.
I need to figure out a better way to get to you next time because mine
helicopter.
Excuse me. Yes, helicopter. Mine was...
fly into O'Hare and then someone will pick you up and drive you to Madtown.
Yeah, or right. Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee is always.
Yeah, Milwaukee if you can.
It's easy to drive to Milwaukee.
If I do LAX to Milwaukee, I bet you I could get a really good setup. LAX fucking sucks though. I hate LAX. It's the worst airport in the world. I've been to a lot of airports and it's terrible.
Like fuck snuff. Fuck LAX.
Like O'Hare. O'Hare's fine. I love O'Hare.
Comparatively.
In comparison, yeah.
LAX is so bad.
LA is, yeah. Don't put an airport in the middle of a city. They should have built it outside, like O'Hare.
Probably one of the best ones is Denver. It's also the biggest one next to like Dubai.
So some of the other stuff going on right now is we've got the 10 days Omega for 10 Plex. Is that over now, or is that still going on?
I don't
know.
Till the 23rd, I think.
No, you have until the 20th of August. So if you're watching this today,
that's today,
and it's like a couple hours away. You got like a couple hours if you're watching live. If you're not watching live, then you've missed out on this opportunity. But you can do 10 Plex for 10 days of Omega time, and they gave you 10 free Plex.
Referencing Liaison says today at downtime.
Today, yeah. It says 23. No, it says 2300 or 2359 UTC,
which is not downtime.
Which is not downtime. Which is like 2
it's
hours.
A half hour away.
Is it a half hour?
Half hour.
Get it now. Get your shit now.
Get it now. Like, if you're listening,
I don't get no
10 free Plex that you get, whatever. 10 days, and I don't give a fuck about this. But what you can do with this is you can have multiple accounts that sign up, and you can get 25 accounts subbed for 10 days, or a million accounts subbed for 10 days, so they can make their numbers look really good. Everybody should just have 55 alts that they all log on at the same time. Let's get the user count up to like 40 million people that it looks like, and but it's really just everybody with 5,000 alts logged in at the same time.
Well, the end of the quarter is coming up, so you gotta...
Right. Actually, I heard that EVE Online did really good on the books for Pearl Abyss or whatever. That like Pearl was bad. Like their report came back and like everything was failing for them to make profit, but EVE Online made a bunch of profit.
Yeah, that's why they keep Eve around. Eve is pretty consistent where it doesn't cost them any money to keep us up and going. We make their, but that's always been the argument too, is that they're taking the money that Eve makes and they're trying to build other games which are crap instead of reinvesting.
And that's been happening forever. That's just that's the story of Eve.
Yeah, and that's business.
There was people talking about after seeing that on Reddit that was like, hey, why don't we just all get together and buy Eve? Like if we can
Let's
just
do
get
it.
like 100,000 people to like pool in
Yeah.
on buying Eve, then the players can actually be the ones who own it. We'd
Well,
still like,
last
keep
sold for-
CCP, but we'd get rid of.
My thoughts were much more devious and evil. It was more of like a triumvirate kind of thing rather than a we the people kind of thing. Oh wait, we're Galente. I'm sorry, my bad. That's not how we work.
It's all democratic here.
Yes.
And let's see some other news. The big news to come out recently is the patch that just got deployed for. Wait, they gave us 25 free plex? I didn't even.
Yeah, per character. That was
Per
pretty
character. That's pretty cool.
Damn it, and I haven't been logging in at all.
Yeah, I know. I've,
cool. So they gave
that's
everybody
so busy.
25 free plex, and now you can spend 10 plex to.
Hey,
get
Steve.
10 days of-
Yeah.
You
Hey,
traitorous
Steve, I miss
bastard.
you. I miss you.
I'm joking. We love you and we miss you.
And I hope you come back. Don't worry. Public fleets shoot people all the time.
Okay, so full disclosure, because Alec is on here now. Like I'm gonna get us booted from network right now.
Yeah.
We're pirates, bro. Okay, you kind of knew what you were getting into when we fucking hired us. Like we just like to kill people, and if we're on okay. Personally, me, I don't shoot blues on NPSI fleets, but
Yeah,
I'm
me
also,
neither, but especially if they're
I'm also almost
that's
always
standard.
in null when I'm doing an NPSI
Yeah,
fleet. So
almost
there's
all
no
of them,
blues
yeah.
for me out there.
But Judge Sarin is around.
Judge Sarin is
Galente
different.
area.
He flies drunk, and I hope Steve was having a grand old time drinking when he blew up one of our fucking brethren.
Well, and it wasn't, you know, I mean, it wasn't like he blue fucked him. It was just he was with a bunch of other people
Yeah.
who were shooting him, and
Yeah,
didn't
no,
even
he
know
didn't.
what
It
was
wasn't.
going
It wasn't
on.
like they were in a
Like-
blue fleet, and I wouldn't consider that AWOXing, but you know, some others.
It's kill
might.
mail whoring. You know?
It's kill mail whoring.
If I see a blue is dying and they're in a carrier, I'm probably gonna shoot them. So.
Styler Star 07's from Styler Star.
Hey. But yeah, so
What? Steve says he was docked. I'm confused.
see, and that was the other thing that was, yeah, when we talked about it too a little bit, he was saying that he was docked during the event and he doesn't even know how he got on the kill. You know, maybe he hit him with a smart bomb or something by accident. Who knows? Who cares? I don't think that that's an issue. It just was, you know, it's seen on the kill board. Maybe Alec has a different perspective here about how it's really important for us to not you know, kill somebody.
And
that's
I would
important.
absolutely
It is.
like.
You don't wanna
I would
fuck
absolutely,
people.
especially on a contract, I would like any blues, any temporary blues or anything. I'm not going to be shooting them. I'm going to be shooting everything but the
Yeah.
blues.
But in any case,
I like killing. So, but I'm pretty precise about it. I haven't AWOXed in a while.
but let's look over the patch notes here. I just want to kind of dig into them a little bit. Normally we'd have them up on the screen.
I don't AWOX.
AWOX everyone. Call Vile Rat and tell him about it. He'll deal with it. It'll be fine. I actually have a corporation called Tell Vile Rat. There was like this plan that we were gonna.
Sorry, Alex said the pilot that it happened to was pissed, but he was not unpissed.
I mean, my question would be, why are you pissed? Like,
Here's the thing, though. Like,
But-
bro, salty.
Salty. Anyways, so there are some major updates that came to Faction Warfare just recently, which was really cool. Just some balancing stuff that happened on, I believe it was the 1st of August here. So we haven't been back online since the 1st of August. I think we did one episode before that. But I was at Gen Con, so I've been like super busy.
Yeah,
Samson's been getting set up for this whole event that I came here down for.
I do want to shout out to Network though, because it has been awesome being with the network.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I love working on contracts because it feels great because it's shit that I'm already gonna do, which is kill people.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, blow up nerds in a video game, and so I love that I can also get paid for that because I'm good at it. But like Frozen said, both of us have been AWOL for a while because we're just I've been for weeks, dude. I've been prepping. I've been redoing the house. Been building. We painted. We put in floors. We finished the kitchen, and also just planning in general. Like I didn't fucking plan. Like the majority of the planning for the party was like the week of.
Yeah. Well, that's how it goes. But yeah. So yeah, and I was at Gen Con during this time period, but I was keeping an eye out on stuff. But Maybe at the end I'll talk a little bit about Gen Con.
I was watching all of the network chats and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I'm still watching. I just couldn't log. I didn't have time to log in.
But yeah, so some of the big changes that came on August 1st here was with the Uprising expansion, faction warfare space needed to be ready to handle the sudden influx of players looking to try out the new content. So the availability of sites was churned to prepare. I'm guessing it's like turned up to prepare for that. This worked out nicely for the initial expansion, as we didn't run out of things for people to do. In the following months, the initial wave settled into the
Holy
new and
shit!
What?
Hold on a second here, Mr. Unlucky rating us with 800
Oh.
3 digits, 820 viewers. Mr.
Well,
Unlucky.
thank you, Mr. Unlucky.
Jesus,
Fuck yeah,
okay.
I love you, Mr. Unlucky.
I think
Been a minute, bro.
I think I'm gonna
miss
move
him being in our space.
Fuck, I need to be able to monitor the chat now for us. So
Now you got what you need to do is you need to like get me a beer.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get you a beer.
Give me a
we'll
beer.
figure this out.
Yeah, but thank you all for joining.
Cider, right? Cider.
We're cider, yeah. We're the Federation Frontline Report, and maybe if Nightflyer, you can help out with the chat a little bit if there's anything that you want to announce to me while Samson is doing me a favor here. But thank you all for joining us. Thank you for the raid. We do faction warfare news. We also just talk about EVE Online in general. We do a lot of interviews and stuff like that. I'm currently in a hurricane and a earthquake that just happened in SoCal. So we were talking about currently talking about the faction warfare changes that came on August 1st. So where were we? We're in the following months, the initial wave settled into a new and healthy baseline of players that we see today. And so we're making adjustments to the total number of sites in FW space to better fit the current environment. With the rebalance of site availability, we adjusted the relative frequency of advanced sites to Navy sites, which I think they need to continue to boost up the amount of advanced sites, but this is a good start here. Bringing those numbers a bit closer to even, so it doesn't feel so difficult to find things to do with players who are looking to fly T2 or pirate faction ships in faction warfare space. We've also adjusted victory point values to increase the relative value of the larger complexes over smaller ones, as this should better reward the increasing investment of those sites often involved in the anyways, sites often involve and drive conflicts over the systems to a smaller number of critical objectives, encouraging fights and conflicts between factions looking to seize control. So that's the base line that we have here of why, what this patch is kind of all about. It's like the feature statement here about the patch notes on August 1st. So one of the big things that I think is really cool here is battlefield victory points value increased from 500 to 2,000 points. So this is the
I'm just gonna say thank you for all the follows, guys, because there's so many. I'm trying to catch up here.
Anybody saying anything? I can't even see that.
No, there's a lot. I have it on my phone now because it's too hard to see here. Everybody.
I guess I could do that too.
Not the ship hurricane.
Oh, I could.
Just say you're in a SoCal hurricane. Yes, we are in a SoCal hurricane. Mr. Unlucky's laughing. Hope not to be bad there. Stay safe. We'll be okay. I think we're fine. We have plenty of food. We have plenty of water. We prepped for this. If the power goes out, we'll be playing board games by a flashlight.
Right.
Your hosts are drunk and cannot help responsible for anything that is said. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Nightflyer, for that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put that little disclaimer out there. But yeah, big shout out to everybody here.
Yeah, that from Rulan.
Who are you all in game? Did we get that yet? No. I'm Gwenevic Kenyon. You may know me from killing you on the Vanguard Gate.
Or if you ever came to Notorious back in the day.
Or if you ever came to Notorious, I may have killed you in Notorious back in the day. I may have killed you in Evangor. I may have killed you in null security space. I kill people. We have Frozen Fallout, our main host here, and we have
Ancient Elder of EVE Online.
The Ancient Elder of EVE
started
Online.
in 2005, 2006.
And I almost have as many kills as he has now in like 2 years, because I don't know what's going on there.
They aren't as drunk.
Those are rookie
as
numbers. You need to pump those up, Frozen. And then we have Night Flyer Noir with us. He's a sexy gentleman
mate now, and also a member of the corporation as well.
And a member of the. Oh, he also you're also Mango.
Mango pizza.
Faction warfare.
Oh god, there's so many things here. I'm terrible
so
at this.
much.
I need. Oh, Rulan, thank you for the 4
Okay,
months
I know
subscription.
Fallout. Oh well, thank you. That came from
Oh, you got it on your fucking laptop, bro. You got a laptop. Why am I looking at my phone?
I don't
Jesus
know.
Christ.
I mean, it's really small here too. Anyway.
Okay, I'm drunk as well. Like,
Oh
this,
yeah.
So
we've been drinking like all.
I bought a kegerator that has 2 kegs, and we have a keg of cider and a keg of beer. And thank you, whoever that was, for the follow.
Give you a shout out to Strength Samson.
Why did that give me an alert?
Got to follow. Yeah, thank you.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Golden Age stories I put in chat slow mo. All right, yeah, thank you. That helps out a lot too. But yeah, so we've got Night Flyer, Frozen Fallout, and Samson
Lord,
here.
600 people.
We just like to have a lot of fun. Check out our past episodes to see a lot of interviews with faction warfare FCs and the like.
Such as Mr. Unlucky. And
Such as Mr. Unlucky.
Alexa
yeah.
Vicard from Declaration.
Yeah. And
Declaration
good old Joe Bain from back in the day. Gifted 20 subs. Holy shit. Thank you so much. You rock.
Y'all tuned in at the right time. I just blew the shit up. Okay.
There we go. Well, thank you so much.
Quick shout out to Dialette, another streamer out there. I've been watching her do a lot of mission running and stuff. Thank you for that. She's got a good show.
I need to do more streaming of EVE. I've been really lazy about it lately.
Y'all are welcome for the gift subs. This is an epic event going on. I didn't expect this. Like this weekend has been absolutely insane.
Yeah. So going back here real quick, and we'll get distracted again, I'm sure.
Yeah,
but
the host has to bring the show back. I
gotta keep it going, So
cheers though, fucking cheers to everybody.
Definitely.
Get that big click in.
Yeah.
Cheers to Night Flyer.
So battlefield victory points have increased from 500 to 2,000. So the battlefields are something really important to fight over. I still think that the big change that they need to make for battlefields is they need to get rid of offense and defense, and they just need to have battlefields. The LP payout shouldn't be different, because at the very least, with an offensive and a defensive plex, there's a very big difference between an offensive and defensive.
This is a faction warfare podcast. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, it is. And so battlefields right now, there is no difference between an offensive and defensive plex mechanically, or offensive or defensive battlefield mechanically, but there is a difference in the LP payout. So if it's not a highly contested system defensively, then you're very much more unlikely to actually want to defend it, because this is not worth hardly any LP, especially if it's really, really low in the contested, like 5% contested or something like that, and it's a defensive plex or defensive battlefield. You're really not incentivized in order to actually go and do that. But at least this is a nice bump, though, because it does. I mean, it basically means that you get, for one battlefield, it's like doing 4 battlefields in one. And if you compare it to what a large plex is, so large plex gives you a large advanced plex.
Yes, you do need a beer too as well, Devim Tvar.
Is increased from 300 or from 150 to 300. So it would take 4 or 5. So almost 6, a little bit more than, or a little bit less than 6 advanced large plexes in order to equal 1 battlefield now. Whereas before it was, my battery is low. That's fine.
Do you have your, I can get your power cord.
Nah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. So one of the things here is that, you know, it's definitely
This is me producing terribly at my studio, by the way.
this is yeah, we're in a very different spot where we're like trying to like get this all together. Before we got to this point, before we got everybody rating us, we were
Thank
talking
you,
about
Wizard.
just
I
how
don't
to get
speak
here.
Russian. Or
But yeah, so let's like kind of
Czech
look
or
over a couple of more of the changes here.
some
Victory
kind of
points values have been increased quite a bit. So basically, except for a Scout Navy. Scout Navy is now reduced to 25 from 50 victory points. So victory points is how much you're
Thank
contesting
you,
the
Stylist
system.
Star, for the shout out and follow.
And we've got everything. So small Navy was reduced from 60 to 50. Advanced small Navy advanced small was reduced from 80 to 75. But most of it was increased. Like the medium was increased to 150 from 100. Increased from to 175 from 110 for an advanced. So it basically means that it's better to do the big sites now. A lot more important for you to do the big
Wizard
sites.
Kane, you
over
are
doing the
welcome
small
for the
sites.
sub.
Which it should be, you know. Greater risk, greater reward. That's kind of the
Yeah.
founding things of this.
The
game.
LP payout was brought that way, but the victory points weren't really built that way as well. It was better to do. I mean, it was still an open plex was like still 200 back in the day.
Zadart redeemed name my ship.
Now we need to redeem. We don't have any
can-
ship in space right now, so
I don't have
we're
a
in
ship
a pod.
in space, but I can change the name of my pod.
Can you change the name of your pod? I don't think.
Yeah, you can.
You can.
Yeah, but
I've never
it only
changed the name of my pod.
lasts for that pod.
Oh, okay. So
Yep.
if it gets blown up, then,
Yep, it's
yeah,
gone.
That makes sense.
Redoes it.
That makes sense. I should change the name. If you get into a ship and get out of a ship, it still keeps the name of the pod.
I'm not sure
That would
actually.
be-
I think it does.
Because I would love to have like when I die, then
I don't
they get a
think so.
D-scan
It's
of me.
super
It's like fuck
obnoxious.
you.
Yeah,
you killed
you'd
me.
have to change it. I think as soon as you die, it's really annoying. But I can change the name. I can change the name of my Gnosis.
Oh yeah, we could do that. So basically, though,
Just gotta tell me what you want.
they really upped the amount of advanced sites that are going to be in faction warfare now. So you should see it more of a. They said they had it originally at a 3-to-1. Now it should be like a 2-to-1, slightly below 2-to-1. So we should see a lot more advanced sites. The number of 5-person complexes spawns have been reduced. I think that sucks, but it makes sense to a certain degree. The overall quantity of faction warfare dungeon complex spawns has been reduced by 30%, so there should be less of them out there. And they drastically reduced the rear guard, this is huge for the botting problem that was happening in rear guard systems. So it was 0.5, so you got basically half as much LP as running a command operations, and like 3 times as less LP as running a frontline system when you were doing the back rear guard systems. But now they've reduced that to 0.01. So basically you get 1% or something like that of what you would have originally got back in the day or something.
Really quick, Milk on Edge, Frozen. What do you think about the new position of Gal and Cal at the moment? As you can see, we shifted sides from where Cal was strong a few weeks ago, down by Hades and such. Now we are at the other end, as you can see.
So I find this to be one of the things that's kind of interesting is that I don't think the Warzone depicts who's winning or losing this war right now, because the Warzone doesn't matter. It's points of living that matter. Fighting over where people are living is way more important than owning lots of the space and stuff like that. I do find that it was interesting that Sedition in the north was able to take a lot of systems in the north. Athenon or whatever that had that special gate was taken. Is that now not controlled by? Can you pull up that map real quick and just?
No, we lost Athenon.
I heard we lost Athenon. And now that gate has been reconnected, so there might be an assault that's coming from that direction. But I think CCP needs to do something with the more space that you own, you get something. Maybe better advantage or something like that, like just an overall advantage bump, or like every system you get gives you a 1% advantage or something like that, for all the systems that you own, or something, something that's not ISK related, that helps you maybe take the war zone more or something like that. Maybe something special, but in any case, it's definitely interesting, though. I think that there's a lot of like reworking of what's going on with who wants to take what. I think that I feel that it's really healthy right now, the situation that we're in against the Caldari. I like that we're outnumbered, but we aren't necessarily outgunned. We've got a lot of botting that's still happening in faction warfare, but it's not as much as it used to be. So it's a big improvement over that.
I think Alec likes the network logo on the side of my Gnosis.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's a beautiful.
I gotta go get one. I might head over there right now and get one.
But yeah, it's I think it's pretty healthy right now. There's a lot of really good fights with Caldari, a lot of good big fleet fights. I mean, when I say big, it's like 50, 60, maybe all together or per side. But a lot of healthy, like 10, 15 man fights that are still happening out there. I feel like there's still a lot of solo out there if you're really, looking for solo. You have to compete with, some people that are going to be in gangs and stuff, but...
Wait, you're not the guy that redeemed it, though. Bro, who redeemed it? It was... Fuck, I lost it all. I don't know.
It's over. But yeah, so
Hypnosis
let's see.
Is a good name, though. I like that.
There's some changes that they did to the LP and EM personal donations. We are pleased to announce that players can donate LP to any player-owned corporation. And I do like that they now have the LP tax out there. One thing is that I'm really happy about is that
sorry, it redeemed it.
It's been over a year now since the original Faction Warfare update that came out that like completely changed how Faction Warfare was done. And some of the fears was that it was just they were going to do that and they were just going to drop it and move on. And which has happened a lot with a lot of different things like the epic arcs and stuff like that they just built them and they moved on. They said they were going to iterate upon them. But I feel like there's been a lot of really good iteration on Faction Warfare recently. So
Diagnosis, and also someone said, let's see, sorry. Oh my god. Okay, this is tough. We were not set up for this.
Watch us struggle.
Laurencio with his leaked. He said, "Wait. Do you love taxes? Why do you love taxes? Ha ha ha."
Why do I love taxes? Is because
yes, to him tour that is my favorite skin. It's Zakura.
Oh yeah,
Shimyu.
that's a beautiful skin.
It's my favorite skin. I love. You know what? Let me clean it while you guys keep going.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why I think it's really important to have a LP tax in the game. Is specifically, once again, another iteration more for Faction Warfare than any other type of activity that happens out there. Most activities out there give you some kind of ISK, and then you can tax that ISK. So, blowing up NPCs, getting bounties and stuff like that is all been a natural thing for corporations to be able to tax their members to get a little bit of that ISK. So that you can have ship replacement programs, and you can have really good structures, and you can build up a war chest of different ships and stuff like that you can just hand out to your members. And Faction Warfare lacked that because almost all activities that happened in Faction Warfare gave you no taxable ISK return. So the only thing you were really getting in Faction Warfare...
Young Puke joined the chat.
Young Puke, how's it going, man? Young Puke is a hell of an FC.
Yeah, he's the biggest Galmel FC, FYI.
I would say so. I would say that whenever Young Puke is like, let's get nano. And you can get like 30, 40 people. What's that?
Have a good one, Alec. Yeah,
Alec, man.
Have a good one. He's our boss man. So we got
you gotta make sure.
Shout out to Alec and the network.
Yeah,
shout out. I mean, you can see the big N on the side of my fucking Gnosis,
Right.
even though the G is silent.
Yeah, so Alec is the host of Declaration of War, which is the longest running podcast. So hopefully you guys are tuning in listening to that.
Thank you for that.
And he's also one of the commentators for the AT tournament. So he was one of the
If you
color
could you
commentators
throw
in
a
the
link
game.
into chat just for Declarations of War? Check those guys out for sure.
Yeah, if you can do that Night Flyer, please, because I have not. This is rough.
And now my phone's at 10%. My computer just got to like 1% first, so I'm like all out of energy here.
I can get you charged, bro. I can cook you up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about it right now because I don't know. We're not going to go like too much longer here, but
True. We got to raid somebody though.
We do definitely.
We have 500 people.
We do need
still.
to raid.
We have to
somebody
raid
strong.
somebody.
If you got any raid suggestions out there,
in chat, if you got raid suggestions, if not,
it's not going to happen immediately, but we'll, prep us kind of thing. But yeah, I think that LP tax is really important, just to give us something in faction warfare that allows you to make some corp ISK basically.
Yeah, because like right now we when we do fleets we'll give shit. We fly cheap shit, but we'll give you the cheap shit for free.
And it's not necessarily super cheap because we
no.
But for us it feels kind of cheap because we just use all of our LP to buy up a bunch of blueprints, and then we make some ships. And then we import all of those modules.
Comets are cheap.
Comets are super cheap.
You could finish a Plex and you have a
and I have like 50 or 100 destroyers, like Catalyst Navy.
Yes, the Cat Navy is actually really good.
And I like the we've been messing around with fits and stuff like that. The Cat Navy, I still like the bird of prey. The bird of design prey that we built. That's
the other one, the cruiser.
The bird of prey. The cat's out of the bag is.
Cat's out of the bag is the cloaky cat catalyst. Oh, we revealed a tactic. It's okay, but it's fucking hilarious. Okay, just really quick. I'm gonna throw out all this intel out there for y'all right now, really quick. Basically, what you do is and this works with any non-cloaky like destroyer, honestly.
Yeah.
It's
just basically as long as you got a slot for it.
If you're milking
you get a cloak on there.
Small navies. What you do
or anything really, any size above.
But I'm just gonna go with one right now for this demonstration. People can fill in the information as they please, Frozen.
Right.
But like for a small navy, you can get a nice blaster catalyst or whatever your favorite destroyer is, and you have that thing tanked to the nines, hull tanked, meme tanked, whatever. Have blasters with 500 plus DPS overheated with a scram and web sitting on the button inside of a small plex.
Yeah.
And then you have your buddies all flying very similar things. Maybe some of them have rails just in case there's a kitey boy, right? And they're all cloaked on the outside of the plex.
Yeah.
Within range of the acceleration gate. So as soon as the unsuspecting victim takes the gate and goes in, you decloak all your buddies while your guy inside is going to tackle him and hold him there, and you all just come in and just horror.
Well, one of the things that I loved about when we did that was one person who got really pissed off at it, and I understand, like, okay, so if you bring in a a destroyer versus a destroyer in this situation.
Namarkak is the poor man's version of a Force Recon trap.
Yes.
In a medium advanced, but that's the thing. You have to have an advanced for that, and people that know what's going on. There's more of a chance that there's less of a chance that you'll get
somebody to fall for that
trap.
It's really easy to get people to fall
because
for
it's
this
in
trap.
advance, and immediately it's like everybody's more cautious of it.
So I do get, it does stifle some of the 1v1.
Sounds kind of pointless. Why does it sound kind of pointless?
Well, we want to kill people, right?
We like to kill people.
One of the things, so let me get to why I think it's really important or really cool or fun to kind of do is that so if a destroyer comes in and does it, it's not that cool at all. It's just like whatever. We get like
you do it in a medium.
It's really nice, but you do it in a medium or you do it in a large or something like that. And we had this happen to us where a cruiser came in, an E&I came in, was going to take on a Catalyst Navy issue, and that is an unfair fight. Like that Absolutely. That's a blaster.
No. Okay, I think I know what you. Okay, no, keep going. Sorry.
So there's an uneven fight that is initiated here, and we made it uneven on the other side, where we decloaked all of our Catalyst Navy issues, warped in like 4 Catalyst Navy issues, and just wiped out a cruiser, right?
I think he was talking more about the recon trap, because it depends on people being oblivious, right? Because,
Right.
Like because like everybody now going forward, if you want to be cautious, if it's in advanced, you have to think about. Like,
you got to expect that there's a forced recon.
But you understand what we're doing? We're doing it in a Navy. Because we're all in Navy ships. We just put regular cloaking devices on them and we decloak.
Right. And it takes a little bit longer to lock, but
doesn't matter because you're warping in.
Yeah, you're immediately warping in. You get a little bit of a sensor scan resolution decrease for having a cloak on there, so it takes a little bit longer just to get the initial lock. But you're also taking out the 15 or it's like 10 seconds or whatever where you can't lock anything because you're in warp during that time. And so but it was interesting because we got a message from the guy who was like, "Oh, you guys hate like, solo PvP and this is ridiculous. Like I can't believe that you would, gang up on me. Why do you need like, 5 dudes to fight one person?" And I was like, "Dude, you took an E&I to kill a destroyer. Like that was it, you knew that was an unfair fight, and you were very happy to take that.
I mean, unless it was against Gwen, because I fucking killed like a thorax by myself with it.
You've killed a carrier
destroyer.
with a jackdaw or something like that.
Yeah, but that's a special circumstance.
That was very special. But yeah, I mean, it's just there's a lot of fun stuff to do in faction warfare, and I think that having attacks allows for people to actually start building up these SPRs.
Because I mean, like I said, what I did my point earlier, we already give away ships, but like, it would be nice if we were reimbursed for those ships, because then maybe we can give away more expensive ships.
Yeah, and more of them.
We can do more. Yeah, like we can have more people and afford to, have a 20, 30, 40 man fleet and give away ships for all that shit.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just something that has been around in EVE for a long time is if you have a bunch of members and they're doing activities that make them ISK, you get to tax a little bit of that so you can build a better infrastructure and build a better system for your corporation. And faction warfare has been missing out on that for a long time. Mm-hmm. So that's why I think that it's really cool that although everybody hates taxes, only 2 things in life that are true: taxes and death. But
death and tax. But Thor says the best thing seems to be to set up a fight that people think they can win. Yes,
and that's exactly. I mean, really, that's the key to a lot of fighting in EVE Online is that there's like 2 keys: is like make it look like you're going to lose the fight when you're actually going to win the fight. That's where like Snuff does that a lot, where they'll bring in something to bait you, and then they'll Sino drop on you or whatever.
Yeah, and we've been Sino'd by Snuff a lot. Oh yeah, so we understand.
That's EVE.
Like a lot.
And
like a lot. No, more than the average EVE player. We've been killed by Snuff.
Snuff hates us or loves us.
Or loves us. Shout out to Odyssey. I don't know.
Odyssey's.
She's there. I've flown with her, and she's also blown up a lot of my shit. So I don't know.
Don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know how I feel about that, but I don't even know if we have a love-hate relationship with Snuff. Honestly, it's a weird relationship because
it is especially now, it's a really weird relationship.
Yeah, we can't talk about that.
So
it's not. We can't talk about.
But yeah, anyways, no, I really love how much has been iterated on faction warfare lately. So, and I feel like it's really going to be, interesting to see how things move forward in the next year. I'm really interested to see.
We got a couple of hydrates, so I'll bring that in. I'll bring some hydration.
Oh yeah, get us all set up. So, Nightflyer, are there any things you're looking forward to in FanFest? Have you been reading about any of the things that are that might be talked about at FanFest at all? I know that there's been a lot of Reddit speculation out there.
EVE related?
Yeah.
Well, I think they've talked about another new ship or another new ship line. Was kind of hinted toward. Specifically, what those are. Some people are hinting towards a pirate dread.
Yeah.
This is some straight up Madison, Wisconsin hydration right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's high quality H2O.
Yeah.
High quality H2O.
You can trade for a lot of really rare beers with this rare beer.
It's really, dude. It's really good. It's really easy to drink. It's a Spotted Cow from New Glarus Brewing Co. And I had it the first time I was in Madison, and Frozen brought a 12-pack with him through his epic journey.
Yep.
And so here we are. I'm gonna count this.
But yeah, you were saying that there's a new Dread, some new pirate line kind of set up, a new pirate faction altogether, right? It's the Mimitar Keldari.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Yep.
Yeah, but to go along with that, they're heading towards a new storyline coming in too that will kind of wrap into that, which will then also roll into new missions and new styles of missions. Something probably more along the idea of like a home front, Sister of Eve kind of thing. So you got to actually follow through a stream of events where you are with a group, and so it's not just a one-off battle and moving on.
Oh, really?
So that's a scuttle. We'll see. We'll see when.
That looks interesting. Yeah, I like
But
that.
I'm more interested in things like the party on top of the world, the pub crawl, some hot springs, seeing a volcano, touching a fault line, doing some snorkeling.
So my wife and I are gonna snorkel the tectonic plates so that'll be. We were gonna do a snowmobiling on a glacier, but they fucking canceled it.
Yeah, we're looking at the 4-wheeler stuff now. We talked about horses, but
that's fun. Yeah, when we were in
4-wheeler's a little bit easier to control than a horse.
Yeah,
unless you're horse riders.
Yeah, when we were in New Zealand for my honeymoon, my wife and I's honeymoon, we did 4-wheel quads in like the muddy ass jungle. It was fun.
Yeah.
I'm talking about it with Ghoster or in the whatever. We're trying to figure it out because it's like $350 for 3 hours. So, like we were talking,
might be worth it.
So but it might be.
It will be worth it because it's like almost a once in a lifetime thing. Right?
Yeah, and as I tell my wife every time she brings up how much I'm spending on Eve, I say it's cheaper than a bass boat. So
yeah,
price up bass boat slightly.
There you go.
Right.
I've only fished bass in video games.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm super excited about doing when we get to FanFest is I want to do interviews with people, live interviews. So me and Samson are working out some concepts.
I have some audio equipment that I'm bringing with me. You got your laptop and shit. We'll figure out where we'll be able to do the show and interviews. I think at FanFest.
At FanFest, yeah. So we're gonna give you some live updates from FanFest here on the show. So when FanFest comes around, keep an eye out for streams coming out of Golden Age Stories here. And I'm really excited. I've never been to a FanFest before. I don't think all three of us have never been to a FanFest.
I've never been
right?
none of us have been to
Iceland.
None of us have been to Iceland either.
Iceland, no.
It's one of the countries that I haven't been to. I've been pretty close, like in the Netherlands, but
closest I've been is Greece. That's,
yeah.
It's the only European country that I've been to is Greece. So
I've been close, but we'll hopefully we'll get to see some of y'all there because that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I definitely want to. One of the things that coming up here is that the lead up to now that I got Gen Con out of the way, I got coming here. We did this epic adventures that I've been on. I'm gonna kind of retool and kind of go back to give you kind of like a little corp update here. What Golden Age Stories is up to is that we're kind of cleaning out our house a little bit, getting rid of some of the older characters that are no longer logging in anymore, and kind of redoing things. So we fly a lot on Wednesday nights and we fly a lot on Sunday nights, because we do the podcast and then we try and go out and fly.
We wouldn't do it today because we just have a different setup.
Different thing going on today. But I mean, standardly, I'm going to try and get people to, if you want to join the corporation, join up with us on one of these nights and we'll get you, out there and flying with us, making sure that you can get on voice comms and hang out with us and stuff like that.
They're arguing about implants in chat.
Fuck implants. No, I don't use implants.
No, yeah,
actually.
so
I don't.
Like Gwen doesn't use
99%.
drugs or implants. She just raw dogs that pod.
Yeah, I use the drugs that they give me on a daily sometimes, where I'll just turn them all in at the same time without even looking at what I just select all of them, and then any ones that are left over I'm just okay, whatever. And then I usually get killed in my ship for the first time, I'll kill somebody and then I'll get killed or something, and the first thing that I do after I still have 3 hours of drugs in my brain, I'm like, self-destruct. I'm so used to not having implants or drugs that I just self-destruct all the time, or just let people blow me up so I can get back to Yvangir, so I can get in a new ship, get out there and start having more fun again. But implants it is interesting though in the 1v1 environment with implants. If you have really good implants, really good drugs, oh man, that's so different of a fight.
RBonide says boosters are like potions in RPGs. Always want to save them because I don't want to be without them.
Right? Yeah, and I highly suggest moving away from them and just use them. Use them all the time.
Yeah, well, that reminds me of this is so sort of random, but like I remember, probably my best example recently was playing The Last of Us, and there was the flamethrower in The Last of Us. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to need. I'm just going to save all the fuel for the flamethrower. And then I beat the game and was like, I never used the flamethrower.
Right, yeah, that's a big problem in gaming is the you save up all of your your elixirs that would fully heal your entire party, and
so many wheels of cheese in Skyrim as well. Yes.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I really am looking forward to one of the things that we need to do now that we're part of the network is we need to get a recruitment video out there.
I'm
definitely
slacking with that. I know I'm our.
I've made some videos too, but you definitely are the better video maker. I feel.
I know.
Like.
I'm just like I'm just a producer type. Like I really like create. I like everybody's input, but like we need to create something epic for it. And I did come, like, we did talk about it a little bit earlier in the show, I think before we got rated. And that was like, because Alex showed up and I was like, y'all, you knew what you were doing when you hired us. Like, don't get pissed off when a blue battleship gets blown up. I mean, sorry.
We'll get shot at more than blown up.
Yeah, or get shot at more than blown up, right? But like, we're murderers, we're pirates. I mean, I'm sorry, privateers hired by the Galente militia.
And now the network.
Now
do
the
mercenary work.
But like, so like, yeah, there's something there. Is like I know. Okay, so don't get me wrong. I love the network guys. They're awesome. They're great at killing. They're great at what they do.
Except for Gray, who is an asshole.
No, we don't talk about. No, that's like Voldemort though. We don't talk about. I don't know who that is. What are you fucking talking about? But like, no. Seriously, no screen time for that fucker. He's KOS now. If we see him, he's gonna get blown the fuck up. But the point is saying that all the guys that are currently in network are freaking awesome, but like, and they're really good at what they do. They're really good mercenaries. They know how to get the job done. But if there was one thing, and this is not really a criticism, but a reason why they hired us, is there aren't really very many murderers.
Like pure bloodthirsty bastards out there.
Cold-blooded,
very little are they negative 10.
I understand. Yeah, exactly. Gwen is like perma negative 10, but Frozen, you are a pirate, but you're like chaotic good. Okay.
I feel like more neutral, chaotic neutral.
You're pretty good. You want to be neutral.
I want to be neutral.
You want to be chaotic neutral,
good.
But you are.
Well, I want to recruit people through killing.
Yes, you do, but you're still good, I think. But you definitely are chaotic. I'm Gwen. Gwen is I think neutral evil. I think that's a pretty good. Like chaotic is a little too because chaotic I would just be AWOXing everybody, but I'm not chaotic evil. Neutral evil. And so, like, but we are killers. We are murderers, and sometimes you need that, right? Like this all like when I'm in Spectre fleets. I've been in Spectre fleets a lot. I've learned a lot in Spectre fleets. But one of the things that I found interesting was like and I never heard this before until Spectre fleets, was that when we would kill somebody that like was a noob or just a minor or something like that. Everybody would be just like, "Oh, that's a war crime. Oh, that's a war crime," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know." That's and like for everybody else, it's like they feel a little bit bad. But for me, it's like, "Oh, that's a new."
It's a new concept. Feeling bad for murdering somebody.
That's a new little extra.
It's crazy. But yeah, it's Yeah, I think that the like bringing in bloodthirsty, like, and that's what we're looking for in our corporation is like bloodthirsty murderers. You know, we want to bring in people who just, you know, like your goal is to get kill mails, and that's what you want.
Yes.
You know, like that you want to kill mail whore on everything. Like, you know, even if you can only get just the one shot off, just so you can get on that fucking kill mail.
If my best friend's Phoenix
Carrier,
Navy issue or Nick's is going down and I'm in that fleet, I'm gonna shoot it. It's just so I get on the kill. Like,
yeah, it's you know, and we're looking for bloodthirsty, you know, like just do what it takes to murder and kill and live in the universe.
Hold up.
Wait.
Thank you for the raid. Amiomia rating with 57 raiders.
Oh, well, thank you. Fucking
hell.
Welcome.
Yeah. AJ Dulion, thanks for the boop. Tober H 07. Like,
yeah, so
dude,
we're here talking faction warfare.
I don't think
we've been super rated
I don't think we've
here.
ever been raided twice.
Not
in one.
Well, maybe once or twice. I mean, Golden Age Stories has definitely been rated twice, but it's also that's huge. Like it's been Mr. Unlucky hitting us up. So this is a faction warfare podcast. We do, you know, just talking about different things. EVE Online, faction warfare. We went over the notes. We were talking about FanFest, and the epic journey that it took. I'm in California right now during a
drinking
in
Madison only or Wisconsin only beer.
Yeah, only in Wisconsin.
I've never seen this beer except when I was with him in Wisconsin.
And so we're getting drunk. We're in the middle of a hurricane. We've got a earthquake that just hit.
We might be in the eye of the storm.
I think we're in the eye. It feels like right now. It's like not even a problem right now, but it was. You could hear in the background all the rain before. But now it's kind of gone away. And you know, we've just been hanging out here. So thank you all for coming. I'm Frozen Fallout, leader of Golden Age Stories in EVE Online. We used to run the Federation Frontline, which we still have, but we joined up with the network now. And we've got Nightflyer, who has been a long-standing member of the network, out there mercenarying it up and killing it up out there.
I thought he joined like yesterday or something.
What? What?
I'm just fucking with you.
Which I actually met Nightflyer
before
a
you
long
met
time
met
ago.
Me, yeah.
Well, yeah, long time ago. We, how many meetups have you've come to Madison a few times, haven't you? Like over the last like 5 years or something like that.
I was gonna be at the fucking last Goon meetup in existence.
Yeah, the last
COVID.
One of Madison.
But then I didn't. I couldn't get it out. They delayed my flight into oblivion. They canceled.
Yep.
They didn't even
And
cancel.
you couldn't
it.
drive from Colorado
No.
like I did. So.
Vegas, no, Nevada.
Amamita is saying
Nevada
I've been
at
playing
that
EVE for 4 weeks.
Vegas
so.
is in Nevada, not Colorado.
I was saying you couldn't drive from Colorado like I did from Vegas.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, no,
yes,
absolutely,
yes.
yeah. Yes,
But yeah.
yes.
So yeah, Nightflyer
Yes.
here.
I've been playing for just 3.5 years. I met Frozen and a bunch of people up at a meetup in Madison, which was fantastic. I've been out to EVE Vegas once, and they're just a great group of people to meet. I said I knew nobody walking into the Matani's house, and like I was there for like maybe 2 seconds before I had a group of friends I was hanging out, eating brats and drinking beer in Wisconsin. It was fucking awesome. So.
Yeah, so that was that. So I for some reason I thought you'd have been to.
I know you said brats, but I heard broads, so I was like, whoa.
Oh well, you know, eat those too.
There was those too. But yeah, I knew nothing about faction warfare. I met Frozen there, talked about it. I said, hey, I got like a podcast, and yeah, so I'm streaming one day. I said, hey, this looks fun. It's different than what I'm doing in game. I started rolling up a character my daughter stopped playing, and yeah, Mango's been in faction warfare ever since. So
I love Mango Pizza name. Yeah, and I thought for some reason I thought that you'd been to more Goon meetups in Madtown, because like that was how I got into Goons and stuff like that way back in the day. Was that they just threw these huge ass parties that they were in Madison like twice a year, and I was like, as soon as I went to one of them, I was like, I got to hang out with these guys.
So like
in game,
like I know we had a raid recently, so like they introduced each other.
Oh, and then there's
somebody
Samson,
else here.
Samson, who also is Gwenevere Kenyon. our Guardian of the Federation, also Guardian of Taurus, and Guardian of Yvangir. But right now your title is
Guardian is such a it's such a pious name. I don't like it.
Oh, really?
Gatekeeper?
Should we change
No,
it?
Gatekeeper.
Because right now
works.
you are the Gatekeeper of Yvangir. That's what we need to make you.
I like that title. But so
we'll change that up in game.
Gwenevere Kenyon,
You're a director. You can do that.
You may know me from when I killed you in Yvangir or in Tauros or in Nullsec or anything like that. But that Gnosis, that Gnosis in the background right there.
How many kill marks does it have?
It has like
Show off those kill marks. This is...
Yeah, my first Gnosis I actually got from Samson on a stream, who gave it to me.
That
with
was your
13 kill
first
marks on it.
Gnosis?
Yeah.
50. It had 50.
Oh, other than the one they gave away in the game.
I gave you a Gnosis with 50 kill marks on it. Fuck.
No, 13.
13. Okay, that's a lucky
Which
number.
is-
But
Which
this
is
one
probably
has,
still the most I've ever had on a ship, because I don't think I've ever had a ship that long.
all you got to do for that is add 1 0. This is 131 plus 1. Okay, 100 0 plus 1, but this one has 131 kill marks on it. Maths, I don't know, fucking.
Math's hard. Everyone knows that.
I have this one, and I have one with 117 kill marks on it. But like I should auction them off. Like what am I gonna do with them? I'm not gonna fly them anymore. But yeah, so Gwen is just a filthy pirate murderess. Like I get so much hate mail and shit. But like I like having a purpose with faction warfare and the network.
Yeah, I feel like the network gives a really good purpose.
Gwen does. I like to separate a little bit.
I feel like
my pronouns are different than Gwen's pronouns.
Well, that so I was just listening to Empires of Eve again while I was driving 4 hours to get to here. My wife, had to put my wife. Well, I had to put her to sleep, so put on.
Well, that's a good idea.
Empires of Eve.
Did you drive the whole way, or did you drive?
Yeah, I drove the whole way.
Oh wow, good job.
And that so when I arrived at 2 a.m., it was actually 4 a.m. for me because I come from Madtown. So it was really, I had basically been up for 24 hours basically at that point. I think I basically had been 24 hours of, by the time I actually went to bed was like a 24-hour mark.
Yeah, you're a crazy motherfucker.
But yeah, so I completely have lost complete understanding and train of thought here, so I don't know where I'm going with any of this anymore. But let's as a little final thing here, since we still got a bunch of people kind of listening here, I think we'll start wrapping things up. But why don't we just open this up? If anybody's got any questions, comments, concerns, mostly questions.
Thank you for the sub, Steve. 16 months.
Steve.
16 months.
I love you,
we
man.
We love you, Steve. Steve Taylor.
But yeah, if anybody's got any questions about faction warfare or Golden Age stories or the network.
Also, too, just for Steve, I just want to let you know that our love for you is unconditional. We don't care if you're in our corp or out of our corp or
we should talk
whatever.
to you about whether you want to be blue to us or not. I don't want to accidentally. I mean, we're gonna know that it's you, but somebody might.
I mean, we recruited him and we killed him multiple times.
That's how we recruited him.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you guys have any questions.
Before we get into questions, there was one that was in there I want to address real quick too. But real quick, we talked about UFest. Pilot's licenses. Rex Javix from A Band Apart, another long-term pirate and great guy. They are going to be putting out the pilot licenses again this year. They are pretty awesome, so look forward to that. And he's also working on an EVE Online board game. So I know you guys are both into board games.
Yes,
yeah.
I saw that. He did a lot of artwork for it.
So we're looking forward to that coming out. I believe they're working on that now. And then, of course, coming up now, like almost immediately, is the election for the CSM.
That's huge story.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can maybe try to get somebody on for an interview. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we've been hit up by a couple of people to maybe come on to do interviews for CSM. I think that
Chad Flame. I don't know that Chad Flame has officially said he was running. I hope he decides to run. If he does, he's got my vote.
Isn't it time over for that? Or is that... Can you still sign up to be part of the running yet? Is that over?
Whether people have been applied or accepted, that I'm not sure.
But yeah, I think that there. I thought that it was
up for applications. No.
Yeah, I think it's time's up for applications. So, so I was gonna run for CSM. not to win.
You should run for CMS, not CSS.
Yeah, that too. You know, whatever. Dyslexia, words, letters, numbers. It doesn't fucking matter. But I was gonna do it just to like try and like breach out my platform, which is basically like we need to murder more and have more ISK so that we can murder more. Because I think that scarcity is the dumbest fucking idea. Let's say that everybody doesn't have anything. Of course, they're gonna blow each other up now.
I used to think that mining was the most boring and stupidest of all things to do, all activities to do in Eve, but honestly, salt mining is the best.
Salt mining is the best. There is no question. Or one of the things that I used to do
also
was high sec ganking.
If you high sec ganking.
So I never did high sec ganking though. That was like the miners, like that's like a prospect or something like that. Just like trying to like learn how to do shit for like the first time, you know. In Eve, my big target was people that were hauling around billions of ISK in an Iteron 5, and it's like I've gotten so much hate mail, so much salt from that, that it was like, it fueled my ship for a really long time, where it was just like, oh, I love it when somebody's carrying like 3 billion ISK worth of stuff, and then they get blown up in high sec and they're like, what the fuck, you suck, and it's like, well, why did you have 3 billion ISK worth of shit in here? You're obviously not new, or you're credit card worrying some shit, so that's not my fault.
But one of the questions that popped up in chat a little bit ago is someone said, do I have to be on comms to be in faction warfare because it hates the chatter or whatever? The short answer is no, but if you want to be part of any type of organized fleet and you're going to do that without communication, good luck to you. I mean, communication's key for
it is interesting.
Organization, so... I don't talk a lot. I'm a lurker, big time.
Yeah, lurker.
I do not chat in comms unless there's something everyone has to know. But listening and talking, two different things.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I just kind of want to say is that regarding that is that there's like 15, 25 people that'll be in fleet and only like 7 or 8 of us on comms. So, you know, some of that might be that you've got alts and stuff like that that are, you know, joined the fleet. But there are a lot of people who are not in comms that are in fleet. And you can still do some stuff because a lot of the standing fleets are just, you know, there's like 20 of us running around in Heidilis, Abood, in Negamenon or Suturento, you know, that are around in the area, and we're just kind of like waiting to see if there's like a group of Keldari that'll team up and come fight us. Some of us will hang out together. There is a lot of solo activity that goes on in Eve or in faction warfare that you can make money, you can find fights and stuff like that and do a lot of solo stuff while you're part of a big fleet without being on comms, that you can be like, hey, in chat, you'll be like, hey, I got somebody, you know, I'm in a cruiser, they're in a frigate, they've held me down, come help me. But if you want real responses and stuff, you got to be on comms. At the very least, if you want to like know what the hell is going on while you're in fleet, is you need to be listening on comms. You don't necessarily need to have audio where you can like a mic. But I mean, we are in the 21st century, deep into the 21st century now. The first quarter of the 21st century is almost over now. Not having the capability to be on voice comms, at least to listen, is really sad. Not being able to have a mic, it's rough. You know, not everybody can have that. There's still lots of people, lots of reasons why somebody wouldn't have a mic or something. But it's pretty standard today that you could use your phone, you know, to get on Discord and talk to people and have audio that way if your computer doesn't do it for whatever reason and stuff. So, I mean, it is... I wouldn't say it's required at all, but it is definitely something that helps. Being on, at the very least, being able to hear what's going on is kind of important.
Yeah, it's kind of part of being part of an MMO. I mean, that means, the M is, multi-person is what that stands for. So if you want to do the game solo, you can. But if you want to be a multi-person player, then, this is a social game that we blow up ships. And
yeah.
So I love comms. I mean, part of the reason I stayed in the game is for that kind of connection. You know, working midnights during COVID, I had nobody to talk to outside my household, and it was rough. But you know, I found friends and stuff here on Eve Online, and kept me from going insane. So I appreciate everybody for that. But again, there's plenty of people who play this game solo, and I have alts just for that reason. Sometimes I don't want to do, you know, gang stuff. You know, I want to do industrial stuff. I did PI, you know, by myself like this morning because it's just something I can do on my own. It's meditative. It's whatever.
Relaxing.
It is, and you know, same thing with manufacturing, all that stuff. So
To speak to that, like one of the things that was always sort of relaxing to me was just traveling. Like just
Oh yeah, getting from point A to B. That
just
and it's one of the
warping all over the
unique
place.
things to Eve because even I think Fallout has it a little bit and stuff like that. A little bit in World of Warcraft and stuff, but a lot of that is usurped by fast travel. And there's some abilities of ish kind of fast travel in Eve Online.
But it requires a lot of resources.
It requires a lot of resources and or jump cloning and stuff, which means you can't take the items that you have on you with you to where you're going.
Yeah, for Spectre Fleet, I have a jump clone in Thera.
Right, exactly. And then there's jumping to a sinosaural field, but only certain ships can do that. You have to have at least 2 characters
Expensive
or
ships.
somebody. Yeah, expensive ships, and there is some. But the big thing about Eve is the distance that it, like, if you want to get from one edge of the galaxy to the other edge of the galaxy, usually that's like hour, 2-3 hours of of transversing multiple systems, that if you want to buy something somewhere, you might have to like jump 4 or 5 jumps in order to get there, which it can be like, it's usually like a minute per jump basically.
Yep.
And it's really unique to Eve in that sense
And if
that
you put your shit on autopilot and fly through my system, you're gonna get blowed up.
yes, don't do autopilot in low sec, please. We will kill you. And
No,
but
no,
I
no,
think
I'm sorry, he misspoke. Please do autopilot in low sec. Thank you.
because then we can kill you.
Thank you for your contribution to our corporation.
But yeah, I think that the concept of where you live is really important and builds. I think just kind of adding on to what Luke said here, the social paradigm of the game is one of the keys to its longevity in a lot of ways. And one of the things that's kind of key in that is that, one, we all play on the same server. So if you go to World of Warcraft or something like that, you got multiple servers that if and I had this problem. And I still have this problem to a certain degree. They're still working out things in like Final Fantasy 14 or whatever, where they're trying to get it so that you can like interact with somebody that's on another server and you can go do dungeon crawling with them and stuff.
Tranquility is on single.
But yeah, in Eve it's just
Shard.
one. Everybody, all nationalities except for the Chinese, because that's firewall special. The great firewall that they've built, which even isn't, like we still have a lot of Chinese, of course, that are on Tranquility, but they do have their singularity. But I think that the other thing too is that where you live is really important. Like because I live in Yavangir and Hades and Old Man Star area, like you learn as you live there, you learn who else lives there. You also learn about the different groups that live around in that area, what the market is like in your area, and all of that like really creates like a you're not, even though everybody is all on one server, we're all playing in different areas, and you can build your own social group based upon where you live.
And if you want to get good at PvP in your area, it's all about the intel and knowing who's where and what and doing what and things. But we have a couple things from chat here. One, Fat Bald Guy named Redeemed named my ship, so Fat Bald Guy, you need to give us a name, and I will name the Gnosis. And Kellowink says, how do newer players get involved with low-sec and null-sec type things? Well, I'm here to tell you right now, there's a couple really easy ways to do that. Low-sec, Get involved in faction warfare. Just jump into faction warfare.
That's one thing, is there's no barrier to entry into faction warfare. Like you can get in.
Yeah,
like,
if you're not good with the faction that you're nearby, go to a different one.
Right. Yeah. If you have, as long as you have positive standing with one of the 4 empires, you can jump right into faction warfare without having to give your API to people or go through security checks and stuff.
And also too,
wait at all
for similar effect to get involved in low sec stuff. Spectre fleet.
Yes, NPSI,
any NPSI fleets,
which is not purple, which not in a fleet, shoot on sight. So
Spectre is one of the longest running public NPSI fleets. They have some great FCs, and they're a lot of fun.
Check out their website, spectrefleet.com.
Spectre Fleet, and that's Spectre spelled with the TRE at the end, not TER.
Just put it in Google and say EVE Online afterwards, and it'll spell check you. You'll be fine. You'll find it. But yeah, I would say that's a big one. Is actually, and that's one thing that I think I've started to move my corp to try and be interlaced in that. Is that my Discord now tells you all the public fleets that are coming up from Fun as well as Spectre Fleet as well as Bombers Bar, because Fun does a lot of really good. Broadcasts about what's going on out there, different NPSI fleets that you can get involved in, and they're super easy to get involved in. Even like there is a little bit of a barrier. A lot of them are in Jeddah. We've been kicked out of Jeddah. Just ask the FC where like you can meet up with the fleet when you drop into it. And you can get on big fun fleets where you can fly a cheap fun little ship, or even get handed a ship by Spectre Fleet to go out and join a lot of this stuff. The more that you communicate and stuff, the better. And I would say that's go out and do some not purple shoot on sight fleets. That's where you can learn a lot about the game with very little buy-in. Also, we've got that faction warfare is a start, but just do it. Learn to lose your ships and be okay with it. So that came from our bio, our Brennan Ide. And yeah, that I think that's a big thing too, is learn to be okay with losing a ship. Yeah. Like, you don't put all of your eggs in one basket in a ship. I have right now...
What can you afford to own 10 of?
Right, yeah. Build 10 of them, go out and lose 9 of them, and then build 10 more, And once you've lost the ship 30 or 40 times, you kind of probably know now what you're capable of doing. And it is...
Or a lot of 30 or 40 kills.
A lot of EVE, though, is figuring out what you can and cannot engage at any level. So if you're a fleet commander and you got 40 people in your fleet and you're all a bunch of thrashers and 200-man fleet shows up, you're probably going to die, all right. But you might also be like, whoa, there's a really expensive, not very tanked ship in that.
Let's hit that immediately.
Let's just all die and shoot that one ship, and it's worth 5 billion ISK.
Yeah.
And if we can kill that, then it doesn't matter that we lost, 30 thrashers whatsoever, which might be worth like 300 million ISK.
Yeah, not even half a billion.
Right. And so that you learn, and then you also learn, like, okay, I've got like a fleet. I've got 5, I've got an armor fleet of cruisers, and I've got 5 logistics ships, and I'm going up against a fleet of 40 people, but they don't have any logistics ships. So now you know that you have a major advantage that the enemy doesn't have, and as long as your logistics ships can hold, then you might be able to easily win an outnumbered fight type kind of stuff. What ships they're using, what ships you're using, are they close range, are they long range, what's the setup for the battle is really important. I mean, all of this stuff all really comes into it, and this is all the way from solo to 100-man, 500-man, 1,000-man battles.
With solo, you need to know the intel.
Right. If you're in a Plex, you're going to be scanning the outside. You know that they can only bring in a Navy ship because you're in a Navy Plex. You're in a small Plex, so you know they can only bring in cruisers. But all of a sudden you're in a large Plex. Okay, well, there's a battleship that shows up. Now, one of the things is, can you hold that battleship long enough for your friends to show up? You know, like that's it. You know, these are all questions that you have to play the game to really learn. That is a lot harder for somebody just to explain it to you. So get out there, die a whole bunch, learn from stupid activity, and just don't fly things that you can't afford to lose. Benefit of, let's see here. So we've got, usually there are new bro focused corps that can assist and help. Absolutely. You know, there's definitely,
like Eve Uni's a big one.
Eve Uni is a huge one. Eve Uni is one I would say definitely check them out if you're a new bro. They teach you lots of stuff. You can get in faction warfare now, even if you're in another corporation. So yeah, definitely check out them.
Nightflyer, I just posted a thing for the MPSI calendar. So if you are looking for a fleet, you're like, hey, I want to play Eve on Wednesday night or Tuesday night or whatever. They've got a calendar, and people will post MPSI fleets in there. And there will be an MOTD, which explains what the fleet is, where it's from, and what ships are going to fly. And again, you can look through it and find those ships. So, or find what works for you, for your timeline, and what you can afford to fly.
Yeah, and Thor was, you know, kind of saying some stuff here about how when I started, Thor was saying when he started, he was day 2 in nullsec, for example. Benefit of new bro corps is that new people can help each other. And really, Eve, I think, is one of the interesting games. And I just saw this recently, was like somebody posted on Reddit, maybe they're lying, and really we don't give a fuck, to be honest, in like the general Eve community type kind of sense, I feel like. But somebody recently posted, they were like, hey, I just been playing for the last like 5 days and I just got everything blown up. Like some asshole blew me up. Why do you guys like targeting new players? And you know, the response was basically like, give me your in-game name, here's 100 million ISK, here's 500 million ISK, here's a billion ISK. Like all of a sudden the guy just got like, he's like, God, I have like 7 billion ISK now, I don't even know what the fuck to do with all this money. Like, we are really friendly towards openly new people. And
yeah, so to speaking to that really quick, is like if Gwen kills you and you open up a chat with her, just say, hey, how did you do that? Why did you do that? And I'll tell you.
Right, yeah.
But if you just give me a bunch of salt, you know, like fuck you, fuck your family, I want to do this to
I'm gonna swat you,
sister, I'm gonna swat you, whatever, like, then you're just either gonna,
then we call the police and we find out if you're gonna get swatted
you,
or
you're going to, or you're gonna be reported or banned. But if you reach out to either any of us after we kill you, we're more than happy to tell you how we did it, and if you want to learn more, just join us.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's one of the biggest ways of getting involved. And actually, even if you really get pissed off, and I think this is like a This Is Eve kind of, or what was that? The butterfly effect, I think, was one of the ones that did this, where it's like, you were a newbie, you got blown up by some guy, so you dedicated the last 5 years of your life to infiltrating this corporation, getting access to all of their assets, and now you're gonna steal it all and run away. That's Eve. Yeah. Like, get your revenge, you know, as a dish best served cold is a great way to have fun in Eve. And it just is, you know, there's lots of, and maybe you eventually find out that, hey, I don't want to steal all these guys' assets. Like, I became good friends with them. And now I understand why they blew me up in the middle.
Frozen's got nothing, so I'm probably never gonna like steal all his assets.
Yeah, well, you know, I try not to have anything. I get it blown up as much as I can.
Yeah, when am I getting access to the fleet hangar? Where's that at?
One thing too was that Punch Belt said tackle is cheap, and this one thing I just want to go on a little tirade here about is that even a tirade, and I'm going to be a tyrant about it.
He's going to be a tyrant.
And is that even a day 1 character can have a huge influence inside of a fleet. You know, being able to hold down web and scram something, which is something that any 1 day old character can do, can be the difference between catching and not catching something. And to be honest, tackle is so important and so cheap that's like the most, like, it's unbelievable that you can come in, like, because if you played Diablo or you played World of Warcraft and a level 70 dude came up to you, is like, you're level 1, let's go do something.
Yeah.
like even if you did something with them and they were friendly with you, like you're just watching them play the game.
Yep.
You know, you're not really doing anything. In Eve, it's a completely different
Yeah, if
thing.
you can,
like,
so tackle is so important, but it's also like one of the highest like potential stress situations, right? Like,
oh yeah,
if you're not used to it, because like, yes, you can be the determination that makes that, 3 billionist kill, or you could miss it, right? Or you can not catch it.
right.
But what's cool too, though, is a lot of the veterans, the people with a bit of wisdom under their belt, like they're cool about it. It's like, it's not a big deal if you didn't catch it. We're gonna catch something else.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely.
But I guess what I'm saying is, like, you don't need to put all that pressure on yourself, because I know as like a new player, as a new bro, you feel that pressure. Like, I have to perform to get this, so that people will be like, oh, he's good, he's cool, or they're cool, and they'll let me go in the other fleet. But not like it's not that. I mean, yes, there are some corps that are terrible, and will just like, if you're not good enough or whatever. But like there are plenty for every one of those corps where they're like, you have to have all these requirements, and if you do any of this stuff, we'll just boot you. There's 10, 20 more that aren't like that.
Right.
That
Yeah.
are like us. We're just like come in, dude. We'll give you free ships. We'll give you a few free ships. We'll teach you how to use them, and of course, the first thing we'll teach you is that you're gonna lose them. You're gonna get blown up. But if you're in one of our fleets, you're gonna get a kill. You're gonna be on a kill, and it may be your first, it may be your 10th, it may be your 100th kill, but it'll be a good time.
Yeah, no, and Style Star says here, Golden Age Stories, FW was my gateway into PvP. I was very nervous to try it for the first time, but loved it. Then I started to stream FW and had over a few cheap ships, and got a lot of new players and old to try PvP for the first time. Cheap and cheerful. And one thing that is really interesting with faction warfare is that you can come in with a like T1 Atron with T1 guns, T1 tackle, T1 tank, and you can start making, by doing the scouts. Are they scouts now? Is that what it is? Because it's not novices anymore.
Yes,
it's a scout.
No, the scout.
You can run a scout now, and make a shit ton of LP, and just run those, all over the place. And then you still have like one-on-one PvP. You can keep, teaches you a lot about, what ships you can engage in, not. But if you lose your 1 million ISK Atron, like literally 10 minutes of sitting in a Plex will give you like 10 Atrons. Mm-hmm. Like, even if you do the cheapest, like, stupidest way of getting rid of your LP to make it turn it into ISK, you can still get, like, 5 Atrons out of that with like, an instant cash-in, just by selling a Comet BPC, that costs you, like, 1 million ISK, I think, to buy, and, 3,000
because, like, a
LP or something.
A Tech 2, like, really powerful Atron is, like, 2 or 3 mil.
I think that it can get up to like 5-6
okay.
for a fully T2 fit.
6, okay.
But
like Tyler Star's pointing out the venture, a nice battle.
Oh my
venture.
god, a battle venture is so funny.
I do have
I
kills
love it.
in a venture. Yes, I love it.
Yeah, as soon as you get some Tech 2 drones, you're good to go with those. That's the only thing I would have you train up for as a new bro.
All right, so
Tech 2 drones.
We were about 47 minutes over what we've got here. So last thing, but not the least thing that we want to do here is who should we be rating? So shout outs inside of chat if you have anybody that you think we should be rating right now. We'll give you 3 minutes to kind of give any suggestions that you'd like here. While that's happening, I'm going to kind of read off some stuff that's happening in chat. So Style Star says, first time I realized that you could use a venture, I was plexing and seen a venture on scan. Thought, oh, must be mining somewhere. Then he came in and nearly killed me. And the Venture is really nasty because it's got that 2 points of warp stab already attached to it. I personally don't think they should be allowed into plexes, just because they have the natural warp stab, and I don't think anything that has a warp stab should be allowed.
I don't think they're allowed into plexes anymore.
I think they still are. I think they are. I've seen it.
All right, we're gonna find out.
Ish. And then also Nano Markesh says na Markesh Quiche says Sedition is recruiting. Sedition is really awesome. I really like what they're doing up north. We have been asked by Young Puke to come up north and do some fighting, but we were on contract in the south of the Galente war zone and working for the Galente on contract, actually, which is a really good campaign that just ended. But I've been starting to move some assets up north to try and get involved in the more of the Nena fighting and the Athenon fighting. And they've done a great job up there by OICX and stuff like that. It's been really cool. Na Mark Ach. Yeah. I don't even speak English, so I speak gibberish is my first language, and then everything else is just shit. So, but yeah, any suggestions on who we should be rating here? You got 1 more minute. If not, I think we'll just we'll look for somebody that could use, especially any PvP. Can you take a look? See, is anybody doing PvP right now? Let me see.
Yeah, Sunday night is pretty square, especially from what's this? There's a new bro, day 2, never played before.
Oh.
Vetscape 3. Speaks English, has got a camera.
If you can message me his name, I'll do the raid. I need to copy and paste it. And I'm also checking if this. I don't believe it, as I haven't seen a venture in a Plex, so I'm gonna try to take a Plex and do a small navy right now.
Okay, so we're taking a Plex into a small navy.
We're taking a venture into a small navy.
A venture into a small navy.
Let's try this.
Let's see here. So,
LinkedIn chat.
Warp drive active.
No, yeah, you can bring a venture in.
yeah. So there we go. Tested and learned. That's how it is. So yeah, we'll go ahead and raid that guy, new to Eve, and give him ISK, give him follows, give him love. The more that we can get people.
Shit, there's a dragoon in here.
Get him!
I don't have anything on this.
Oh, well, run! Get away!
No.
Run away!
Dude, he ran away from me. No, he's
Warp drive
targeting me.
active.
Get
Oh,
out!
there's the battleground music.
Dun.
Haha, bitch, you can't get me. I'm an adventure.
There you go. Now you just saw. Did he point you? And still.
No, he blocked me.
Well.
Yellow box.
Yellow box. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we'll raid here. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching.
That is.
And check out federationfrontline.com. We're gonna get that website fixed today.
Is it Edge on Milk?
Docking request accepted.
What's the name of the? Did you
I need to know.
put it in the in
Chat.
Twitch chat?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It's Edge on Milk. Okay, I'll do it. Let me see if I can do this. I'm pretty sure this will work. Wait, no, someone else. Oh, you put Vetscape. Who's that?
Oh, it's one of the new guy, like day 2.
Okay, so that's the guy that.
Unless you found something else.
Nope.
No.
I think that's it. So let's give him a nice little raid here. Make sure to give him love. And thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening.
No,
and...
their channel is disabled for raids.
Oh, really? All right. So
Talk for him.
let's see. We can find somebody. Let's see. So let's go to Eve Online.
Well, we Kelwink, we technically stream every Sunday.
Every Sunday, and then I try to do some Wednesday, and we need to. I think we should go back to streaming on Wednesday.
Yeah, we should.
Fuck Snuff, but
Enough.
your DDoS. No, let's not do that. There is not many people streaming Eve right now. Holy shit, there's like nobody streaming Eve.
There's like that's pretty much it.
Eve Online, PvP, Standing Fleet, Eve Online, K-Pass, I-911.
He's Dutch.
Oh, is he Dutch? Is he speaking Dutch?
I don't care. K.
Hold on, let me just hear what it sounds like here. Here, you can listen to the commercial. No. Who won the AT? So they seem to be talking. Well, okay, there's some Dutch talk here.
Just raid you, Demo Scout. No, I don't want to raid you, Demo Scout. I want to raid somebody that's real.
Yeah. Hold on. There's an ad here that I gotta listen to because K-Pass apparently is very popular and he's got ads.
Yeah, it's your DDoS or Grindhard, I think, are the only two real people on. One's mining, and I'm not sure what
I'm
DDoS
fine
is
with
doing.
mining. I'm sitting in Adventure.
Let's see here. I don't hear him talking. Let me see here. I just want to find somebody that works for. God damn it! It's hard to find.
Sunday nights?
Fuck Armorant. Sorry, I don't give a shit.
We could find titties.
Is she
She's a racist
licking a
whore.
microphone?
Yeah. Gate Camp Watch. No, we don't want to do that. So so god damn it, that's the one that we would want to do, but he's not. And I don't know that. Your DDoS, New Jack, Ratting, Online. We should just start running. We should just start running around murdering people, and then. But we actually got to hang out, do different things. So. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it. Let's. It'll be K-Pass I-911. There's at least PvP that's going on. He's got warp disruptors and shit. So, you know, he's got 35 people watching him. He'll be happy to get smashed by us. So thank you all for watching. It took us a little while here to find
4
somebody.
4 seconds. 3, 2,
2, 1.
Love you all.
All right. Love you guys. Bye bye. All right, do our closing out on our stream, because you know this is going to be on the podcast where I say go.